Back on the wood trail again. We're gonna try this again with the trailer. I'm still trying to get the logs that we had cut February, March. I failed pretty miserable last time. Right up in that spot where it rises, it was all muddy and the ground was really saturated. So the tire tread filled right up and I got all sideways. Jackknifed the trailer on the way backing up. It was just a bit of a mess. Had to unhook it. Manhandling that thing between the trees kind of sucked, especially after surgery. So hopefully we won't have to do that again. You're gonna film?
Sure.
Okay. So, oh yeah, I cut my own hair. I did. It's still a bit of a mop, but I trimmed a lot off. Let's give this a shot. I kind of want to make it up there without doing any damage because we got a road trip coming up, backcountry road trip with the Jeep. So I don't feel like having any issues with the trailer or the Jeep. So if it doesn't go, then it doesn't go. But we'll give it a shot. Okay. Okay, it's turned into a bit of a shit show here. We're okay now, but I tried to turn around over there. There's a bit of room, but I angled in really badly. Jackknifed the trailer, but it was easy to unhook and spin around, but something I try to avoid. And we got our first pile of logs in there. We'll just grab those and pick them up on the way down. That's probably all the weight I want to put in the trailer. Some of these are fairly damp because they've been sitting up here for a while, but they're not rotten. But they certainly didn't season, so they'll dry up pretty quick now with the midsummer heat. Some of this is good enough to use in the house, and the smaller scrappy stuff will be just for the fire pits. We're in the orchard garden. Checking out the crops, and dogs like it here. It's a little cooler. Monica's corn's doing pretty good. Oh man, that one fell off. Just looking in here at this, whatever this thing is. It's rather large. And I think, well, I've got the generator here. It's still sitting out there from the last few days. I'm gonna take the hedge trimmers and just take this back, maybe 2-3 feet, so you can walk through here. It's a real pain mowing the lawn in here. You get stabbed in the eye and the back and the arms by all these twigs. Bunch of dead stuff in here anyways. Yeah, we'll take that back a bit. We'll do that right now. Down at the workshop, at the lean-to, the garage thing. I made this bypass. I think it may have been here for a while, but I had to cut all that back so you can actually drive past if the trailer is parked in there or something. But these trees are just taken over. They're pretty fast growing. Yeah. So I don't have to remove all of them, but the bigger ones, I think they're gonna have to go. Let me clean this up a little bit because it's pretty tight to get through here now. With the Jeep, it's okay, but if somebody's got an RV or something, it's gonna be just a bit of a scratch fest. So just to clean up, not gonna remove everything, but this has been bugging me for a while actually. So I brought the chainsaw down, but I think a lot of this will just actually go back with the hedge trimmer, except this branch here, it's a little thick. I think the hedge trimmer will make some pretty quick work out of this. So it's time to pull. These are shallots actually. They're the size of store-bought onions, but these are shallots. We should get some pretty good sized cloves. Monica's gonna make some soup, so we're gonna pull this up and have a look. Those look proper. All right, I'm gonna take these in. We got way too much kale here. Never eat all this, and we've been eating it. The dogs eat some, but I'm going down to the neighbors, and they have lots of livestock, so they're gonna get a bunch of this for Looks sure. Like a beautiful day here in a Cariboo, and we're gonna do a multi-day trip. So we've got the Jeep pretty loaded up. Gonna take the trailer again this time. We got the canoe on it, and a bunch of junk. Bunch of stuff in the back as usual. So we've got a cooler in the back, a whole bunch of water, 20 liters, another 10, and then another 20 in the Jeep. Extra fuel, chainsaw fuel, and various stuff. And then of course the back seat's pretty full. And the dogs are in the back. Yeah, it's a full load, but we might be gone 4 days, maybe 5, who knows. Here's our first pit stop. It's just a random lake, no name lake, just behind me here. We just kind of spotted this on the maps, the navigation system we're using right now, and the Backroads map book. So normally we'd have missed this, but got a pretty detailed map right now. So it's not a campsite, but the road in is really good.
It's clean.
And it's super clean, man. There's not a wrapper or a beer can sitting here at all. Let's have a look at this lake. We're on a road where I think we're here about a week ago when Ben was visiting. We were just kind of winging it, and we kind of missed our turn. There was a lookout we wanted to check out. Wasn't a big deal. We ended up just camping there randomly. But this road looks like it may lead to a fairly large lake, which we did see from the other side. So we're going to carry on up here. Hope for the best. Find the right spur road. There's lots of spurs here, so it's probably like half a dozen turns you can make. Pretty sure this is the branch we had missed. It doesn't look like it gets a whole lot of traffic. Maybe that's why we missed it, because the other road had more use, but it doesn't go anywhere. So this is going to be a bit of an exploring trip. Just gotta be careful. We are towing, so make sure we don't get into a spot we can't get out of. But it seems so far all the back roads are in really good shape. Not really any cross ditches like the coast. And it's pretty dry right now, so traction's good. Came to our first obstacle. It's just some minor trees down. Looks like somebody's been cutting already, maybe last year. Not big enough to get us through. It's probably some quad guys. So I'm gonna pull out the saw and just clean that up. But we got 3 kilometers to go. Hopefully there won't be a whole bunch more of this. But it could be, because the other road we're on, there was like 30-40 trees somebody had cut, and that road ended up going nowhere. That was a week ago or so. I just noticed this piece sitting on the fender on the driver's side. Trying to figure out where that came from. It's a high lift handle. Well, it's not a handle, it's just a strap that kind of holds this thing together from flopping around. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, the fix for that wasn't so bad. Had some heavy duty zap straps. Just tie that up. We're good to go for now. Just gonna putz along through here. Some nice wood, so a lot of this made it into the trailer. We'll keep that for camping. Nice dry wood. We've got rain in the forecast for tomorrow and very cool temps, so we're gonna make sure we have Nice firewood. There's plenty around. This really doesn't get any action here. We were kind of worried we're gonna run across something like this, so basically somebody started cutting and then kind of gave up, because I mean there's lots here. This has been down for a while. This is extremely good firewood, but the lookout's in the past here, and from here it's about 3 kilometers to the lake still, so that's a bit of a hike that we're not going to do today, because we got to find camp because we got bad weather blowing in. So we'll leave this alone. Kind of a bummer. We're hoping we're gonna push through here, but yeah. So we're gonna come back. Now I'm gonna mark this on the GPS, mark the spot, and when we come back, we'll cut the stuff up best as we can, and we'll do a day hike in here. We'll push through. We'll just come earlier and just concentrate on checking out the rest of the road and maybe just documenting it. That's it for now. We're gonna push out of here. We've got plan B and C and maybe D, who knows, but yeah, that's gonna stay like this for now. And now I gotta back up the Jeep and trailer, so this is another issue when you get into these tight roads. You can't just turn around here, so I gotta back it down. Not that far, but still, it's not that easy to be backing up several hundred meters when it's this tight, and there's little logs on the side I have to miss just by inches, so it's a bit tedious, but we'll manage. We're just gonna take a break here, let the dogs get some water, and I think we're near a creek. I was gonna figure that out. The reason I keep jackknifing the trailer is I can't get the gate open to get the dogs out unless you get the trailer right at a 90, and then the gate will open and you can get the window open, so that's the reason for that. Reached an unknown lake on the map. The other one looked like you could drive to it, but no longer.
This is Upper Wentworth.
Oh. Fix the lighting here. There we go. Yeah, it's not all gray sky, but there is weather blowing in. So I'm gonna walk down with Monica and have a look here. See if we can maybe use this for camp. Well, it looks okay. It's just kind of rough. Looks like it's just a boat launch basically for people who are fishing. It looks like it gets nice and muddy in the spring. But I think we're gonna take it. It's late in the day. And there's room to set up here. Get the canoe in the water super easy. Definitely awesome to be on the canoe again. And yes, it's got a big dent in their railing. Somebody dropped their rowboat or their little aluminum on it years ago up at Callahan. Still gotta fix that. When I get to it, we'll kill it. Paddling solo, it's a little, gotta pay attention to the wind. We cut some more wood for the fire and to take some, and we're just kind of sitting back having some not so cold beer, but we're set up pretty good. the fire pit's right here. Our car camping tent set up. So we are right on the road, but this road goes into a cut block and ends. And actually, since we pulled off the pavement this morning, we haven't seen a single vehicle. And probably, oh man, all day. So don't think that's gonna be a problem. The lake's just down here. That was a nice paddle. Quite a few fish jumping. I think this thing can produce pretty good, I think. So I might give it a shot. Got our usual stuff set up. Little kitchen over here. Actually got the 20-liter water bottle plus another 20 and some more. It has a pump on top, so that's handy. And of course the cooler. And of course the trailer. It's been actually pretty handy having that. These roads are so good that towing this is a non-issue. Not sure what that is. Some sort of beetle, I think. Maybe a grub. Yep. Definitely lots of fish jumping out here. Odd. Good thing we set up the awning and put the roof back on the Jeep. Because we got some rain happening. It's kind of minor, but we're supposed to get a lot more overnight. Clouds are thickening up for sure. The rain is definitely here. We're sitting underneath the tarp. I'm just having my dinner. The dogs are in the tent. The fire is dying down, but it's 10 o'clock. Monica's doing a last minute cleanup. Yep, that's it. So, good forecast. We kind of knew this was coming. We got set up for it. And hopefully it'll be petering off late morning. It's a pretty gross morning. 8:30 here. Oh, and I don't feel like getting up. It's just miserable. Yeah. Monica just took the dogs out. I don't think they even wanted to go out. Yeah. So hopefully this will slow down and dry up a little bit. Looks like we got a bear. Oh, where is he? He's just behind the trees here. Center screen. Walking the road. Whatever. I think there's a road up there, or a trail.
There's another one down below. What's that?
What?
Something else down below.
Oh yeah, there it is. Just came out of the trees. That's pretty large, man. Oh, it just stopped and looked at us. Oops.
Well, there's something else below on the right too.
That's good size. It's not walking like a bear. I wonder if that was a moose. There's a second bear. There's more to the right and lower. He's probably with the first one. The first one was rather large. It's hard to get the scale, but with a few trees around, that was a good adult size for sure. Yeah, I was kind of wondering if we had any wildlife happening here, because we haven't really seen much except moose prints and deer prints. No, where is he? So we're pretty deep into the the Fraser or the Cariboo Plateau. Monica keeps looking over there nervous. We haven't heard or seen people like pushing over 30, 36 hours, I think. Yesterday was 0, so we're pretty far back. Probably won't see anybody. I don't think there's any help. We almost got stuck yesterday, and that's a big no-no. There's not going to be any help, and walking out is not happening. Now, with the wildlife, that's another thing. Keep your camp clean, and it's probably a good idea to carry, because I think we're going to go for a little walk today if the weather clears up. Definitely be taking this guy. 870 Remington pump. All I'm using is Magnum slugs, 3-inch, because that's the only thing that's going to be effective against anything bigger. Yeah, keep your camp clean and keep an eye out. As I always tell Monica. What is it? Be aware of your surroundings.
Never hear that.
So much wood. I don't know how forest travel actually would be here, because so much deadfall everywhere you look. And right across the road, actually, Monica spotted this little outhouse. Kind of a redneck style. Hunk of plywood with a hole in it. Elevated. It's a bit tall. You gotta be 6 feet or your feet will be dangling. What you got there?
Free wood?
Almost free. It's been kind of a rainy... Okay, start over. It's been a rainy night and a rainy morning, that's for sure. Just hanging out underneath the tarp quite often, because the showers come in pretty heavy. But Monica had some homemade pea soup. We had that, and we had some rye bread, salami, cheese. So we were just snacking away. And actually, I'm cutting some video on the phone, so that's all right. I can do a little bit of that here while I'm just kind of hanging out. I might do some fishing. It's probably a good time to fish. It's still active. I can see them jumping around. Got the fire going, just kind of keeping a base going, so we don't have to deal with that later. So one thing about it being a little bit wet and coolish, the fire is not really an issue, because if it's super dry here and hot, you're gonna have to watch it, because setting the forest on fire is just a bad idea. Not good. There's been enough issues with with the wildfires out this area, that's for sure. But we're still hoping the rain's going to ease off here. I mean, it's not terrible right now, but it does get heavy at times. And hopefully we'll have an evening that's going to be a little bit drier. Got a few wet clothes hanging around. Not sure we're... Got to hang the stuff up somehow. So I just stuck this tree into the back of the trailer. That's our redneck clothesline. What do you think of that? It's also going to be our Christmas tree. Monica's catching rainwater for the dishes. Why use her own? The tarp actually collected quite a bit. Hold it. Alright, well that's just about it for this one. But we got a couple full pots. The awning actually fills up pretty quick. A minute of rain and you got a liter. So I think we're getting our break here. Got some blue sky happening. That's moving away from us somewhat. But that's looking good. Yeah, right here. So the weather is coming from that way. But yeah, I think we're getting the tail end of this. This system was a lot bigger than we expected. That looks promising. So the weather is coming from here more, but looks like that's breaking up. So, man, that took a while. Believe it or not, that blue sky disappeared and we're back to rain. But Monica's having a glass of wine and said, screw it. But over there, it looks like it's blue sky again.
Seems to be the whole horizon.
Yeah, so hopefully this is the tail end of this system. If not, I guess we'll be sitting under here for a while longer. Well, we're good to go. So the weather never really did improve a whole lot yesterday. We had some blue sky, then the rain came, then it calmed down again. But yeah, overall, bit on the cooler side too. But we're at 1,200 meters. We're pretty well packed. Just gonna back down and get the canoe, and then we'll see which way we can get out of here. And keep an eye on this weather. We're not really into camping another wet night. So we're heading out. We don't really have any solid plans right now. We're just kind of tracking some stuff. Bit of an issue here. The terrain's pretty gross. What's happening here, it's actually plugging up the tires and it's throwing a lot of mud. Lots of mud. So yeah, it is a mess. It is a mess, definitely. So the road's bed's very soft. It looks good, but underneath it seems to be okay again. I think it's just the first inch. It's very snotty. Oh man. Gross. Yeah. Your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so clean here. Look at that. Mm.
Yeah. It's my favorite.
Oh, check out that hairdo. What is that? There's a bit of a trailhead here. I'm definitely not going to drive down, but it goes down to this lake we missed yesterday. Just going to have a quick look here. It just goes in here. I don't know. Go have a quick look. Very hidden, not used, obviously. So we decided to hike in. The road bed is not in bad shape, really, but it hasn't been driven on in quite some time, obviously. It's just turned into a bit of a meadow. It's probably close to a half kilometer, maybe, to walk in. We'll check it out. Don't expect anything phenomenal. I think a lot of the stuff around here is similar. Lots of tracks in here, definitely. So usually I don't pack. I usually don't pack a rifle or any defense, but at the coast not as much. There just wasn't as much wildlife, it seems. I guess there was, but just being remote here, so remote. If there's anything that's going to be an issue, you really need to think if you want to be unarmed or not. Yeah, there's bear spray and all, but we use that too. But yeah, in this case, I'm not really carrying a heavy pack or anything, so I'll probably be carrying a weapon here a lot more than I used to. Like I said, something happens here. It's gonna be a bad scene for recovery or medical attention. We haven't seen anybody since we left. No noises, no tracks, no ATV sounds, no trucks, there's no logging. It is a little bit, well, we don't mind it, definitely not. That's kind of why we come here. But if things go bad, it's definitely not a great feeling either, that you know it'll be days before you see people, if you're lucky. Bit of a swamp here. Could be fun driving through that. See the lakes over there, not too far away. So it turns out the road actually ended up into just a footbed now. Got some bugs bugging us. So yeah, it's kind of, this is where we came from. Can't really drive through here anymore. It looks like there's a game trail here and here. Nothing's ribboned. I don't think you see a lot of traffic through here. So from here it's off trail?
I guess, but are you marking us?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm tracking it. Not a big deal. It's easy.
Well, I don't know. This is just like an old creek bed, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
I don't know if it's supposed to go that way or this way.
Just take a shortcut. Oh, well, the road ends. There's no more. So we did abandon that attempt. We got a visual of the lake, but we got to drop down a bunch of elevation, and it looks like there's a swampy area. It's probably a good couple hundred meters before you get to the shoreline. Decided to bail on that. It looked like access was a bit easier. I mean, it's not far. Who wants to wade through a swamp full of mosquitoes right now? Not us. But we got a visual with it, and I've kind of just mapped it a bit for future reference. If I ever feel like hiking in there, maybe late fall, when it's cooler, drier, and less bugs. The bugs are actually not that bad. Not being swarmed, but there is a few. If you come to a stop, you'll get a little bit bothered maybe.
Now it gets hot in here. So when you have the heat on.
We're back on one of the main FSRs basically. But it looks like it dead ends or turns into small secondary roads. And we're trying to find a way to connect to one of the other main FSRs instead of backtracking. Really wanted to make a loop, but that may not be possible. So, but we'll follow this for a while. There's actually quite a few horse tracks on here, like a herd of horses. It's kind of odd. So we'll follow along. It's kind of cool up here. Good wetlands. All behind me is wetland there, and down this way, as far as I can see, it's pretty cool. Betcha it's good for moose, I assume. We're on a secondary road again that looks promising to connect to one of the FSRs south of us. It may not. So if it gets too tight and too muddy, we're not going to push through. But if it's like this, we'll give it a shot. I don't know if there was a fire in here or if this all died off, but it actually looks like a replant. Trees are so small. They're all dead. We're really far out now, but it looks like we're able to connect now. This road's decent. So if we can connect to the other one, we can do a loop or maybe extend our trip. We're not really into camping in the rain. If the system doesn't move on, we may just call it a day today. Or if you find something interesting, we'll stick around. We're at the main intersection that's gonna take us back on one of the more southern main FSRs. So we're just taking the corner and we got a roadblock. Unbelievable. So we just spent a long time on the other side of this. And the bridge and stream crossings were completely fine. And this is by the West Fraser Mills. Not sure why. This has been here a while. So maybe in the past there was some flooding and stuff, but right now it's fine. But To get around this, you're gonna have to go into this sloppy shit, and I ain't doing that. And somebody's managed to get around here. But man, if it sloughs off any, I'm gonna be in trouble. I'm gonna be probably in some more soup in here, and it's pretty off camber here too, really off camber, with all the weight and the trailer on it. But yeah, this is the way home. Or it would have made a beautiful loop. So this homestead here looks like that's the person responsible for closing some of the access. So we're on some old road. We're trying to find another lake now. So the day is kind of, kind of spent in a way. We're just gonna be traveling around, chasing our route back. So if we can find something interesting, we'll check it out. Let's see how muddy this gets. Okay, doesn't look like that's gonna work either because there's a pretty deep mud hole just ahead of me. I could winch through it if I get stuck, but man, it's a bit of a ways to go to the lake. I assume it's gonna be all flooded like this. So that little hole I just went through, I gotta back the trailer through it now. So I gotta go slow. I can't just chew through it. It's pretty rutted, so I'm just gonna have to go in and let the Jeep do its thing. So this road looks like a big machine and a cat have been fixing parts, but man, it's getting a little tiring driving through this crap. It sucks you in and it's kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly. Oh, just walking through it. That's solid-ish. Huh. Yeah, odd. Been lots of little repairs here. It's mushy. I'll give it a shot, but yeah, just this far out playing around in this mud is not much fun. And I'm also towing the trailer, so. That was fairly uneventful. I don't really have any tread, it's totally plugged up. So if it starts spinning, there's no traction. Made it through all that mud okay. The Jeep's actually taking it pretty easy. It's not struggling to get through even with the trailer. But don't get caught off guard. Get sideways or you put a wheel into the ditch. It's gonna change things real quick. Bit of an open area, we can see quite a ways from here. But I think our homestead we had on the video, he owns some of this land up here and maybe some of this road. So we're expecting to be gated out and then turn around again. But it is an exploratory trip. We'll never find out until you look. End of the road, I guess. It's the homestead we could see further away. So, but we're expecting it. So we'll just turn around and head back again. We're back out on the main FSR. That homestead, I don't know if it was even occupied. It was pretty quiet, no dogs or nothing. And looks like at the gate the grass wasn't driven over or anything, so who knows, maybe they access it from the south. Just gonna have a beer break here and we got a ways to go home now. I think we're gonna pack it in because the weather's not getting any better. We're down to like 10 degrees, 9 degrees, it's windy. And
It's gonna rain again.
yeah, it's drizzling now, so yeah, we're gonna cut this short like by 2 days. Not that impressed, but that's how it goes. We're gonna finish up this trip with more firewood. We're not that far from home, so Just threw a bunch more stuff in the trailer, so that's it. We're good and dirty, as you can tell. And it's raining again. It's kind of too bad, but that's how it goes. We're actually back home, but this might just be a pit stop. We'll see how the weather does. If it breaks, for the better. We're gonna leave this thing packed. We're just gonna take a couple of things out, like the coolers and stuff like that. There might be another trip tomorrow, another overnight or so. Yeah, we'll just watch the weather. If it holds, then we'll continue on in the morning. Definitely a pretty muddy trip. Whatever was back here just got hammered by mud. This is actually our fresh water. One of the coolers. Holy smokes, that's nasty. Yeah, even the firewood. So I'm probably just gonna pressure wash everything, but we'll decide if we're gonna go for another trip or not. Then we'll just leave everything as is. Oh man.
Oh, yeah, let's see what
Hope
we got
everything
here.
inside is good. Look at the. Good thing there wasn't really anything important in here.
What?
All this stuff is rinsable. Yeah, I was gonna grab the hose. Oh man. Ew.
Ew. Good thing.
Monica's getting all excited because these these
Peppers.
pepper plants are well, besides being quite large, they're producing pretty decent. So there's a big mix here. Look at these bell peppers, some banana peppers, some more.
Hot peppers back here.
Looks like these are going to be some hot stuff.
This looks like jalapeno.
Could be, yeah. The weird looking cukes over here. We've been getting some
my
odd shaped
God,
ones.
I think it's freaking-
These tomatoes, we've been robbing these. I just had a whole bunch. So this one's starting to finish up, this plant. I think these are beefsteaks. They're not too far away. That one's still got some time to go.
Oh my God, are these sweet?
Yeah, those are good, eh?
That was a good buy.
Mm-hmm. And these guys, they're taking their time, but they're coming. Some over here ready for picking. Let me just reach in here and grab some of these clusters of yumminess. Oh yes. I've only been gone 3 days, but man, there's some changes over here, definitely. Plums are happening. Oh my God. Yep. Nice. The corn's actually taller than me now. It's over 6 feet. Some of it.
Got some babies coming.
That's the corn right there.
Baby corn.
Yeah, we got some going. It's just the first week of August. So, good chance these will finish up properly.
Reno, you just love the garden. You think everything can be eaten. You can't have it. It's got a pit in it.
I'll eat it.
Reno, you don't need me to eat an apple, right? Come here.
We just had a couple apples off the tree, and actually, they're pretty decent. They're kind of small. There were some bigger ones, but
That's yours. The whole thing. You can have the whole thing. Get it.
Reno loves apples. Oh yeah.
You can have the whole thing.
Eat it.
Get it.
Better go check on that cherry tree, because it's probably ready. Now that we're trying to get away, or do another second trip. It was nice to stop at home and have a snack. Well, they're red.
Definitely red.
Definitely red. I think they're probably...
Okay. I'm not going to bite into them.
check for bugs.
So far, so good. Not seeing anything moving in there.
No worms? Huh? Weird flesh. Not like store-bought. We stayed a night at the house. And, well, the weather is supposed to be much better. It doesn't look a whole lot better, actually. We just left Williams Lake. We fueled up. So we're heading on Highway 20. We're gonna go into Farrell Canyon and probably make a loop, come back out Highway 20. That's the plan. And then maybe some more back road stuff on the north end, either late today or tomorrow. So Well, it might be a one night, it might be a two nighter. We'll see how the weather treats us this time. We're on the Four-Wall Canyon Road now. I think we'll air down a little bit because we're going to spend a lot of time on gravel roads. There's actually water down in this little creek. Not a whole lot, but it looks fairly clear and running.
Are you hot?
So that was a bit of a mini hike. More for the dogs than anything, just to get a leg stretcher in. Just gonna have a snack here and we're gonna carry on. It's a pretty cool spot actually. So we'll definitely come back and do some of the hikes. See what they lead us to, just to give us a bunch more time. Because right now we're just kind of moving through. So just a bit of a taster of what's here. So you could drive your vehicle to the little viewpoint. If you mess it up, however, it's not going to end that well. Definitely not. That pretty well covers the canyon, so we'll come back and do a bit more detailed trips on it, hike it some more. We can get down to the river. There's an old homestead, such things. So we'll probably need a couple of days to fully enjoy it. But we're moving on through, and we're not really sure where this is gonna take us. But we'll do a loop of sorts, and then probably end up heading north again. Probably toward the Chilcotin Plateau again. We'll see. We'll just have to play it by ear, I guess. But it's 2 o'clock. We'll start focusing on a decent camp, somewhere to stay. Taking a quick break here at the leg stretcher. We're covering a fair bit of mileage, so it's nice to stop. Have a look around at some of the interesting old heritage stuff. We'll be checking into that at some point.